2 years ago today, I was experiencing the worst heartbreak of my life up here on this lonely mountain. Just like a heaviness that wouldn't leave me, a lot of grief and anxiety. And today, amazingly, I'm experiencing a similar thing in the same place. Me and my girlfriend of only 4 months, broke up. We're going our own ways, and I'm not overthinking it, but the feelings are present. I had dreams about her. I wake up and the feeling's there. The sadness is there. The feeling of letting go. And for anyone experiencing this in their life, I do recommend just feeling the feelings, feeling the unpleasant feelings and just letting them go. I mean, that's how we really do the catharsis and come into more liberation, come back into ourselves, come back into our own energy. But that's not the topic of this video. I sit here at 27, not feeling bonded to a single person in the whole world. Now, a lot of people are going to misunderstand me here. I have a lot of close friends, really close friends. Shout out to them. Like an inner circle of guys that I love so dearly. Think of Mr. Mitch, Trev, Cam, quite a few of them out there. And I've cultivated friendships my whole life. I'm here to build brotherhood. I'm here to build a chosen family, right? That's what I crave. But even my closest friends in the world, they live far away from me. We work different jobs. We have slightly different goals and dreams. One of them's having a baby right now. A lot of them are getting, one of them's married, two of them are married. And it's just a tragedy of modern life is that there's this, modernity has this way of separating men, has a way of separating tribes. It has a way of separating communities. For instance, the best friends you grew up with in high school, everyone said, oh, you're going to meet your best friends in college. But everyone went to colleges in different places, met a couple people, but then moved somewhere else. And there's just this great dispersion of community, right? And maybe that's for the best, leaving small towns and whatnot. But ultimately, I've looked for something my entire life. A band of brothers, a chosen family, going on a grand adventure, building a life, building sovereignty and freedom, and a grand project into the world. It may sound grandiose to say those words, but the crazy thing is that's been the most natural state of man forever. To have deep bonds with the people around you, to have a shared identity, a shared sense of camaraderie, and a shared mission, a shared ideal, a shared way of worship, a shared way of ritual. And I'm all for individuality. I love individuality, self-reliance. In fact, oftentimes once I get through these tougher periods in my life, I absolutely love my solitude, right? I have a deep connection with God, with creativity, with my craft. And if I, am just a teacher man in the forest, at one with the Tao, just drinking of the natural nectar, I think I'd be okay with that. But at the same time, a deep part of me is restless for more and deep bonds. And I think that I'm not alone in this. Now, the issue that I've come across throughout my entire life is that without a shared mission, men won't come into a single identity again. For instance, if you were on the frontier, you were pioneering, everyone in your neighborhood, you relied on, right? You were in it together. There's a sense of camaraderie, a sense of shared identity. Men still kind of get this if, let's say they join a startup, right? They kind of have the sense of, hey, we're in this together with the guys around them. I know for me, when I played high school football, and we had a great team. We had the number one student section in Wisconsin, right? And I remember, running out on Friday night to thousands of people in the crowd, and the guys in the locker room, like, these are guys I'm training with year round. Right? These are guys that we've been practicing with for 4 years together. Deep sense of camaraderie there, deep sense of bond. There's absolutely nothing quite like it. And I had that same sense with some of my high school friends. I've had that same sense with a brotherhood group I had started, I had kind of like cultivated and nurtured in the last town I lived. But as I get older, I just realize that every man is on their own mission. There's so many different, it's money. It has this way of separating us into, we have different jobs, we have different pursuits, we have different visions. And if we really want to create a tribal sense of identity again and those deep bonds with people, the number one thing you need amongst men is a shared mission, right? For instance, if I had the resources to go in and, let's say, revive a small town in the boonies of the mountains somewhere, and, invite my friends to, buy a bunch of resources and land and, basically start your own economy or something, like, you'd have a shared mission again. Or if you start a business, let's say a retreat business, and you travel the world creating content, hosting retreats, and you and a band of people, men and women, are doing it with you. That's one way of doing it. But ultimately, what I'm saying right now is it's amazing that for someone like me, I tend to be charismatic. I got a good head on my shoulders, an open heart. I love to dance. Like, there's a lot of positive qualities about me, I guess, if I may be so bold. And I have close friends, but I don't feel deeply bonded to a single person in the entire world. And I don't think that as people that is meant to be the case. And I also don't think that a woman is enough by herself. In terms of most men, they feel bonded to maybe one close friend and a woman. But if you really ask yourself, like, does drinking beers on Saturday with the boys or having a friend over that you can, like, call upon in a tough time, like, yeah, that's special. That's meaningful. I love that. I love training with my close friends too. But is that really enough? I think we have settled for this state of modern exile, honestly. My friends, we used to hunt together, go to war together, build houses together, explore the frontier together, right? Like, migrate, invade, conquer, defend, protect, all together. There was massive danger, massive opportunity, and massive shared bonds and shared identity. And I don't think people realize how devastated that has been in the modern day. It has been absolutely annihilated. Do you feel a sense of kindredness, shared identity with your neighbors? Would you fight and die for your neighbors? No. How about your friends? Probably not. So, yeah, I guess I'm just lamenting the fact that as my, just like going through this breakup, I'm just like retaking stock of my life. I'm like, okay, I'm back at square one. Not really. I'm a little bit wiser. I'm stronger. I have more resources. I have a lot of social capital, friends. I'm about to travel the world. I have a lot going for me in my life, and I'm really grateful for that. I'm really blessed to have this. But at the same time, goddamn, what has happened in the modern world? There is a sickness, a starvation of connection, a devastation of deep bonds. And this is hurting us more than anyone realizes. This is the greatest dilemma in the modern day. All addiction, mental health crises, lack of meaning, nihilism, and suicide is a direct result of this. And I don't think we need more therapy. I don't think we need more meaningful work. I don't think we need more anything that the modern world prescribes. We need one thing, and that is a tribe united around a shared ideal and a shared mission, the most natural state of a human being possible. And without that, there is no brotherhood, there is no camaraderie, there is no masculinity, there is no shared spirit. And man, I've said this a million times in my videos, and I think it's the deepest thing I feel in the world. And it's crazy is I'll say this, and some people will look at me and like, oh, you're a dreamer, you're grandiose. A lot of people are just content. They're complacent. They're content with the social media and the things. And yeah, ultimately, this is the way I feel right now. So let me know how you feel. And, solving this problem is you start with acquaintances, you go to friendships, and then you build brotherhood, you build chosen family. So there's a clear way to cultivate this shared identity, which I talk about, and it starts with acquaintances. And one thing I am doing to remedy this is try to connect like-minded people around the world online, building, circles and an inner circle, which is honestly beautiful. I'm so grateful for the dozens of men I speak to on a daily basis through that. So there's a link below if that's something you're interested in. But ultimately, my friends, I crave so much more. Peace.